When we look at the pillar of leadership when it comes to creating high performance teams, there's a very distinct starting point, and it's a starting point that so many people don't get quite right. And it's all about clarity. Now, if your team doesn't know exactly where it's going and why it's going there, the chances of you getting there are pretty low. It's all about clarity. And today, what I want to talk to you about is vision, mission, values, and rituals. Now, this is a topic which we discuss a lot in terms of what's your vision, what's your mission, what are the values, but I want to show you how they fit all together, because unless we get these right, it's really like herding cats. If you get the clarity right, if you get the direction you're going, if you get the mission right and the values right and the rituals right, you will find achieving whatever you're going to achieve so much simpler. And clarity is not something that you do once every couple of years. Clarity is something that you need to do every single week, day in, day out. Your job as a leader is to make the mission, the vision, and the values as clear as you possibly can every single week. So let me show you a model that kind of puts it all together, because people are often quite confused about, what's mission, what's vision, what's values, what are they all about? So let me talk you through that particular model. Now, what we have here is a model that we talk about what do we want out of this. So when we're really, really crystal clear with our people, what are the three outcomes that we want? Well, you know what? One of the outcomes is commitment, getting them committed to exactly the right things. And part of that is about that clarity, keeping that clarity always clear. If you wear glasses, you'll know that there's a huge difference between sort of clear and crystal clear. The world looks completely different when you are crystal clear rather than looking through a smudgy set of glasses. The other thing that it does is it really aligns your team really, really well. So let's have a look at what the pillars, what these all mean, okay? So if we have a look at that big word vision, right? The vision is about the big picture. Where are we going? What are we doing? Now, we might be aware of some, big vision for some high-profile corporates, Apple or SpaceX, or all sorts of interesting people have these grand visions. But you have a vision within your team, and your vision might be part of a bigger picture, but it's no less a vision. If you're taking your department somewhere where it's never been, you've got to create a vision. And part of that vision is creating a really clear picture of where we're going and what we're going to do once we get there. The second pillar of this is mission. Now, mission is all about the activity that you're doing day in and day out. What is the mission that you are taking which is moving us toward the vision? Now, I know some organisations have a mission statement and vision statement that can be very, very confusing. But the vision is all about what's our bigger picture and how are we contributing to that bigger picture. The mission is about the activity that we do day in and day out and how that is moving us towards the vision. That third pillar of the values is really incredibly important, because values are all about the behaviours that we're prepared to accept as a team. Because if you're prepared to accept certain behaviours, they may help or hinder you in doing the work of your mission that's moving you towards your vision. And occasionally we need to check, okay, are these values the right values for our team? Because they may not be, may not be aligned to helping us get where we got to go. Notice that there are no right or wrong values. There are just values that are resourceful in helping us get to our vision, or there's values that are unhelpful, unresourceful in helping us get there. The question is, you have a set of values within your team. Did you choose them, or are others choosing them for you? Because the really important part here is that the values will really dramatically drive the activity that you do, the mission, And those two together will really move you towards your vision. So that's how they all fit together. Now, this kind of work normally needs to come from within, from the leadership. The leadership needs to create a compelling vision and articulate what the mission is and help the team draw out the values. Because when you do that, that's where you get your commitment and your clarity and your alignment from. In fact, if we have a look at this, when you get the vision right and the values right, this is where clarity really comes from. And when we get the vision right and the mission right, then this is where your people are really committed to, great commitment comes out of that because they know what they're doing and they know why they're doing it. Now, when you get the mission right, the activities right, and the values right, now we've got all the right people on the bus. We have a great team who have a set of beliefs and behaviours which are really helping us achieve great things towards that vision. All right, what's this triangle around the edge? Well, you know what? Your team have a very specific experience of when they come into you, your employees or your team, they come in and they'll see this vision and they'll see you asking them to, engage in certain activities in the mission, and they'll see what the values are, but they're asking themselves three essential questions. Every team member is asking themselves this question every single time they turn up to work. Number one, they are asking, what is the bright future here? What is the bright future for this team? What is the bright future of this organisation? And that's why vision is so important. Because if you can't clearly articulate what that bright future looks like, then they are going to really struggle to see their role in that. Because the second question they're asking is, what's my part in this bright future? What's the pathway that I can see myself taking, and how can I contribute to that pathway? What's my part? Now, of course, the final thing that they are asking is, what's in it for me? Effectively, what they're saying is, what is my compensation? Because if I believe in this bright future, if I can crystal clearly see that bright future, and I can completely understand what my part in that bright future is, then that's where I can appreciate the compensation I'm getting that is part of that. So when you get those in balance, it's extremely well-rounded organisation. This is where buy-in comes from. This is where leadership is really born. Articulating the vision, the mission and the values so that your team understand what the bright future is, what their part in it is, and what their compensation is. Now, there's a really cool little element to this, which is the rituals. The thing right in the middle of all of this, if we can zoom in on that for a section, is rituals. Now, the thing that holds all of this together is the rituals. Okay? Rituals are things that we do which keep the values alive, which keeps the mission alive, which keeps the vision in front of us. Now, sporting teams all over the world have rituals. You see, the sporting players when they go on and they have various rituals, warm-up rituals, and teams have rituals as well. And those rituals have a really, really powerful effect in keeping the organisation together. So the question here is, once we're clear on our vision, once we're clear on our mission, once we're clear on what the values are, what are the rituals that we do every day? What are the rituals we do every week, every month, every quarter, every year? And the thing about rituals is, it's not about KPIs, it's not about performance, it's about how do we keep the values alive? How do we keep the mission exciting? How do we keep the vision clear so that everybody knows exactly what we're working towards? So really, when you look at this model, what we've got is we have the leaders work on these internal pillars. The leaders will be working on the vision, the mission, and the values, and the employee triangle fits around that. What's the bright future? What's my part? And what is my compensation? This is where this all fits in and why it has such a powerful effect on the performance of your team. And here's the thing I want you to take away. Sort of clear is not clear at all. It's like looking through a windscreen in a car where you can't really see what's in front of you, and that creates hesitancy, that creates nervousness, that creates fear, and it goes right through the whole team. When that vision, mission, and values are completely clear, crystal clear, it's like a windscreen wiper wiping all the rain away, and you're able to very clearly see the pathway in front of you. That's why this is so important.